were like, okay, guys, everyone, make sure you check and update your skep. I was like, oh, fuck, I'm here. I might as well. So I check in, it would say verifying. Oh, you're good. I'm like, all right, cool, I guess. And then I uninstalled it, installed it. Now it's like, whoa, everything new. Oh, bye, cat.
I still think it's user error.
I mean, I'm not going to say that it isn't.
It's a pepcack. Really curious to know what Ronald just set down, because it definitely looks like an entire, like, fucking tankard of either hot chocolate or coffee. Either way, I'm all for it.
Speaking of tankards, I need to go grab an Angry Orchard.
Yeah, you should do that. Get those things out of there.
Entire orchard.
Yeah, here you guys. I'm gonna go grab an orchard.
What? Gotta freaking shake the dust off first.
I'm still gonna be sipping on my sponsor.
Man. I'd give myself so much heart disease if Monster sponsored me.
Personally, I thought he was going to be drinking from a whorehouse.
I was complaining about this to my friends, that I have way too much alcohol in my house to not drink any of it.
How much do you have? I mean, I know you said you had the Angry
I have a 6-pack of orange hard soda. I have a 16 variety pack of Angry Orchard
stuff.
Yeah.
Have you tried it yet?
Not Henry's. Or yeah, it is Henry's, right?
Yeah. Have you tried any of it?
I tried one of them and it was okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it too. It's okay.
It wasn't bad.
It's just not anything special.
I have 4 screwdrivers, or not screwdrivers, Sunrises, chilling in the fridge. I got the Hellboy and I have a bottle of Disaronno.
You still have the Hellboy?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I was drinking last week.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Don't worry, that's not going anywhere.
That was like the first time I had really drank out of it. Like I drank 1 shot out of it before that.
The week I came back, I brought it over because I went to a bar and I didn't feel like paying for expensive drinks, so I got fucked up before I went. Yeah.
Get that pregame going.
Exactly. I mean, shit. When ciders are like $12 a piece. Ugh.
Jesus Christ.
You need to go to a different bar.
Yeah. I mean, I know you live in a rich community, but fuck, man.
He goes to baseball games as pubs. Or whatever sport is national in Florida. I don't really know. It's not
hockey, it's hockey.
Is it hockey? Yeah. There was Florida. What's
Panthers.
What's the
Tampa Bay Lightning.
It's actually the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're from Florida. Little did you know.
You know the Blue Jays? Florida team.
It's a Florida hockey team?
Yep. Little did you know. There's probably someone out there who likes sports who's just looking at us in contempt.
Oh, dude, I do not enjoy salads.
Not even Spanish ones?
No, it's like, it's tolerable because I actually kind of like spinach, but I like it on a sandwich. But I'm just not digging it.
Are you eating with dressing or without?
Light dressing.
Light.
Couldn't you just eat other vegetables?
I assume low-fat stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Low-fat dressing is not great.
Good. It's
not
never
even that,
good.
because like I'm eating things. I'm eating egg and roasted chicken breast and cheese with the spinach.
It's a
Like
Cobb
a chef
salad.
Yeah.
But it's
I
the
personally
dressing.
like it, but a lot of people don't care for it, especially like leafy greens like that. They say it tastes like grass to them. So
I like it with dressing, like some good dressing, but low-fat dressing is it.
I'm gonna grab another drink. I'll be right back.
I got the green apple one now.
Christy, coming in with a 2-month resub. I mean, I only paid for this resub 2 weeks ago, but LOL. Thank you, Bub and Shackled City Crew, for being the first thing I watched and loved on stream. I'm back in the bub tub. Now where are my butt pokes?
Oh, glad you came. See, that's what I was talking about last night to Lucky. It can take like 2 weeks, where it just doesn't go through.
His went through like in 8 minutes.
Well, he had to refresh, but like I said, it's like sometimes you refresh, sometimes it just happens in an hour, and then in her case, fucking 2 weeks. I had it happen for me for like a week and a half where I couldn't share it, and I was like, what is this?
But this is kind of like this. I feel like it's borderline worth the trade because my dinners are actually way more enjoyable. It's not just like a quick meal on McDonald's, you know. Like tonight's dinner was portobello patties. It's literally ground chuck patty with a malt Swiss top. On top of that, it was a portobello patty, the same size as my sandwich, or my burger, if you will. And
Sounds amazing.
yeah, it was great. It fucking blows this out of the water.
Are we on stream? There we are.
Yep.
Yeah, we are. I'm gonna get. Wait, never mind. I'm not getting anything. I have it right here. But that happened twice. Once on Little Stream, and then yesterday on this one. Fuchsia, thank you so much for getting the songs all plugged into the bot. I appreciate that, bud. Super kind of you, man, for keeping us populated on some tunes. Yo, have you guys played Subnautica?
Nope.
No, it's not my kind of game.
I played the beta like ages back. It is very different from what you're playing now.
I'm
It's-
waiting for it to come out on multiplayer.
It's well, I mean, it's gotten its full release. The game is
Yeah, but there
Still
was
gonna get a multiplayer patch.
yeah, that was still an issue, and I was trying to play a year ago.
That's
But
not
there was no
with
multiplayer.
with Stardew Valley. I haven't started that yet.
Stardew Valley is really good.
Yeah, I just feel like I
did you ever did you ever like Harvest Moon?
I never played it.
Okay. No. That's honestly just the best comparison. Is if you ever played Harvest Moon, if you remotely enjoyed it, you'll love Stardew. But
And all I'm thinking is my mother used to be addicted to that game.
Really?
Oh God, yeah.
Dude,
That
the
was,
game's
like,
great.
The only reason that we got a Wii is because my mother wanted to play Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
I went out and bought her a Wii specifically just for that one.
there
game.
were a lot of people like that I knew like in my inner friends that were like, dude, Harvest Moon's the best thing. It was kind of like Animal Crossing where like you wouldn't see your friends play it, but they always had played it. And like you'd see them like disappear for like 2 weeks, and they're like, dude, I was playing Animal Crossing. So I was playing Harvest Moon, dude. Had a farm, man. I have a wife and kids.
Yeah, Harvest Moon is one that she really liked, and another one that had to do with cooking to avoid some asteroid strike.
what?
It sounds from, yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yep, pretty sure. I don't know about asteroid strike, but there was like a big apocalyptic thing at the very beginning, and then they jump back in time and have to cook meals to like get their skills up.
Yeah, Bub, that was the thing that we played at your house with Leslie.
Yeah.
It's a good game. I enjoy it.
Yeah. We weren't smashed for that, right? We were sober.
We were.
I
don't
think
know.
the entirety of the trip we were somewhat.
No, I just because I
Mostly
remember
sober?
there was.
I was
a time
riding
when-
the low humidity high out there. My nose.
Sudden change in air pressure where you can actually breathe.
Yeah, I could actually. Well, I could breathe fine, and then blood started pouring out of my nostrils. So a little bit hampering.
So this is what it's like to breathe through my nose. Oh dear God!
I don't like it.
Ronald, are you going to be sitting like this all night, or are you going to be moving at all?
He's a statue.
So if you need me to move up, then I can try sitting up a lot.
Just turn your camera down a little bit. I just want you to sit normally, but turn your... There we go. That's better. It's a little better. Good. Good, I got your whole mug in there.
That's right. Just mean mug the camera.
Deia, Klaus...
Oh, are
and
we showing off
Pathos.
mugs? I got a couple right over here.
Clean your dishes, you
Mine's in the other
bastard!
end of the-
Look, man.
I'm
My
just
days
glad
off.
you guys.
I don't do shit.
I'm glad you guys can't see my table, because oh man.
Tomorrow, I'm gonna have like a total of about an 11-hour work day. So my days off, I just fucking veg out.
See, that's all. Like, yeah, I just you come home, you're just done, just out.
It's weird because I feel way more productive on the days I actually go to work.
Right?
I feel like I have more
because
energy.
you actually work.
Yeah, and then once you come home, it's just off. It's gone. Done.
No, even like coming home from work, like I feel like I'm more productive that day.
Do you,
On the days off, I don't do fucking anything. Sit around like a slob.
I'll admit, on days off, it's a wonder that I get pants on.
This game is the only reason I shower on Wednesdays.
No,
Like,
yeah,
Reason.
pretty much.
Noted.
I mean, like, I don't give a shit enough about people in school to like look presentable for them.
But for this is the internet. You got
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't have
Yes.
people thinking I'm a slob. I'd rather
For
tell
you,
them that.
we believe in proper bathing.
Remember, they can smell
Thanks,
you through
guys.
the webcam.
Yep, smell-o-vision. It's coming.
Good old smell-o-vision.
The only CC I know is CCTV. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Yeah.
Please, no, not like this.
Goofy themed game. Go.
All right, I got Max, guys. Or dude, what was the dude's name who had all the cheese whiz?
Fuck, I don't remember.
Polly Shore.
Bobby.
Yeah, it was Bobby. And it was Polly Shore. They basically just turned Polly Shore into a dog.
With lots of cheese whiz.
You're just gonna walk around going, ah! That's all you're gonna do.
Actually, that's
Buddy.
100% correct. Bobby Zimmerowski.
Yeah.
Don't test Ronald on his fucking Goofy movie knowledge.
Hey Ronald, how many cups of sugar does it take to get to the moon?
Depends on how you stack them.
No, doesn't he say it was like says what 27? Isn't
No,
it?
3. That's it. That's all he says.
No, I thought he gave a larger number than that.
I'm pretty positive. You can Google it, but
Yeah.
pretty positive it's a very, very low number.
I
Who's
just
in
like
this
how
photo?
blunt it is. Just 3.
Yeah, Max is trying to sneak out, man. Give him the perfect cast. Let's see, Annie's in this photo. Anthony Stupid.
Oh yeah, it says 3.5.
Hey, that's me. The soupy anything guy.
Karami, I can't beard. I got this. This is all I got. Anything more than this is too much.
Let's tag Xander in this.
This is probably the most facial hair I've had in like months.
Nice. Everything just quit.
And it's
Restore all crash tabs.
Get a little bit under there.
You've
See, like,
actually
I
got
have-
facial hair?
it's a lot like
He's got some fuzz down here.
I thought that was a shadow.
nah. See, that's the thing. It's like anti-aliasing for myself.
He's got character ranking on.
See, I can only the thing is like the facial hair that's on my face, like right here, you can't see that. It's too fucking light. It's blonde.
You're blonde.
It's the same reason why I didn't have eyebrows for like the first 4 years of my life. Like
All you really have to
you
do
won't
is just
see it.
start shaving it like on a daily basis if you really want it to come in. But let me just
No,
tell
no,
you,
I'm.
not having to deal with it is a fantastic
Well, see,
blessing.
that's why it's already starting to grow more now because I shave it ever so often, just because.
Actually, that's a myth.
I mean, it's a myth, but
I
No,
believe
like
in
it's
bad juju.
100% false.
I understand that. Doesn't change the fact that it definitely seems like it actually does help.
I
growth.
see the good thing. I'm not as bad as Ben. Ben has a
He can't grow any hair.
yeah. Ben's just clean.
He's embraced that.
No, I exactly like he's got none. Like I'm somewhere in between that. Like,
So
I
Ben will
still
buy a
have hair,
razor,
but I
for
can't
the
grow
year.
enough to look anything.
No, he doesn't need a razor
He-
at all.
he-
Period. He just
Yeah, he just doesn't have hair.
he can't grow facial hair at all.
poor guy.
Yeah, I definitely get a lot of neck patches. More than I need.
There it is, guys. Here is the link right here, so you guys can start sharing it out. Let everybody know.
The thing I've heard though is that for the first bit that you're trying to grow a beard, it looks like shit no matter what.
Oh yeah,
And you have to embrace how shitty. It's like growing your hair out on your head. You have to be willing to deal with that that phase where it's just gonna look fucking awful before it actually goes down.
I'll say this: after 10 years, it doesn't really improve.
You're not totally wrong. I had to trim today because it just looked, man, I looked homeless.
But you have the opportunity to trim.
Yeah, no, there is.
And
that.
there's a difference between having a beard and not shaving.
Yeah, I would very much agree to that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand the difference, but there is.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't grow a beard in comparison to Grizzly Ben.
Dude, Ben's on the fucking next level. He's got that Viking blood.
I'm trying to think of a good
He's got
simile to go here, but there's really not one.
It stopped being a beard and it started being shrubbery.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's cultivating a garden on his face.
He actually has kudzu for his hair. It's just slowly growing over his body.
His goal is to eventually weave it in so it all just becomes one massive hair all the way down his body.
He's 100% a dwarf, for sure. He's a little
Sounds
bit taller,
like
though.
talk to me.
Having meeting him at TwitchCon, it was a little weird. He's a little bit shorter than me. I don't think he was expecting a man of my stature, my girth, because I walked up to him and he was sitting in a chair. It was like the hippiest thing I've ever seen, because they put out beanbags in this area that was padded, and he was sitting in a plastic stool speaking to people. And as he was talking to people, they were all just kind of like laying down and watching him, admiring him. And I walk up and I put my hand on his shoulder. He's got a beard that you can spot like a mile away. I put my hand on his shoulder and he's like, "What's up?" before he even saw me. And he looks up and then he just keeps tilting his head. He's like, "Oh,
there's more of you."
Oh, Bob! Hey, what's going on, dude? And he gets up to hug me and he's like just barely grazing my nipples.
Jesus, how tall is he?
He's like
5'8", 5'9"?
I want to say about between 5'8" and 5'10". I feel like that's a safe area.
You got to remember though, Bub is a goddamn giant.
I am.
It's true.
I'm part Hagrid.
Okay.
Part
I'm really
Hagrid.
glad I'm really
He's
glad
just
I
a mountain of
passed on-
Bub love.
Passed on what?
I'm really glad I passed on that fucking chocolate slap from you. And by passed on it, I mean I was too drunk to accept it, but still.
It's a rite of passage, okay?
I'm glad that I didn't have to opt for it a second time.
He doesn't like
I
Innie
just like
and
to
Red
note that, yeah.
don't have to, because you two you've already received it, and it's a
did.
rite of passage. Even Teak did, but then again, I knocked her out.
I'm not sure that she could feel much at that point anyway, so...
It's like I keep saying, you slapped me sober
I'm
from
6 foot,
multiple drinks.
I'm 6'4", so I'm a pretty tall fella. I'm not the tallest that there is. You know, I've met a lot of people taller than me, but most people that are taller than I am are not girthy by any means.
And honestly, no one in this call is even really short, aside from like Sniper. I think is you're shortest, and you're like what, like 5'11" at most.
Definitely not.
Xander's shorter.
Xander is definitely the shortest of this lot.
Oh yeah, no, I thought Xander.
That's
yeah,
just
Xander,
because all of you guys are you happen to be above
We're all
the
6 foot.
height. Yeah, you're all at least 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
There.
If Ronald is 6 feet, I think he's probably closer to like my dad's height, which is 5'10" or 5'11".
I'm 5'9".
Oh
Really?
shit, man! I keep thinking you're like 6'1".
No.
I
You
feel
can
like we've
be
had this conversation.
You can be the kid brother we all protect.
Wait, what does that
Oh.
mean, Steven?
Oh no,
Elusive?
Ronald,
You know,
you're
elusive.
Georgie in the It film. Sorry, did
Elusive,
you
you
die
say
in the first
that,
5 minutes?
but standing next to, like, if you see somebody that's 6 feet tall standing next to somebody that's 6'4", especially me standing next to Bub,
Yeah,
there's a significant difference there.
yeah, definitely.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't think it
I mean-
would be that strange if I was just a beanpole, but
I saw
I'm not a
Bubs in
beanpole.
person.
Like-
He doesn't. I mean, if he's supposed to be the tallest of the group, then
No,
you
Bub-
guys
yeah.
don't appear that tall to me. Then
Well,
Well,
I
we're-
could
we're
go
all,
ahead
like,
and
roughly
see about
6'1".
throwing that photo that I took from Bub's place.
Oh yeah, the one we were in his house.
I
Wait,
have
the
no,
black
I've-
guy's the
somewhere.
shortest, but my racial stereotypes, right?
It's okay. He's the tallest laying down.
Oh,
He's got
that's
big
more
feet.
racial stereotypes. You
Man.
bastard.
Game's canceled tonight. Sorry, guys. We're gonna take a racial tolerance break.
I'm gonna go outside and make sure my cross isn't on fire. Gotta check on some things, boys and girls.
Guys, I gotta go clean the white sheets. I'll be
Jesus
right back.
Christ.
Sure, the
you
angle
guys-
I look up to is the same. I got you. So let's
You want to
Let's-
start the recap?
yeah, let's fire into the recap more than anything.
All right.
That's what I would like, as opposed to giving more fuel to this fire that is Jerrod.
No problem. Last week we ended up finishing off the giant gnolls, or at least the first wave of them on the beach.
Yeah.
We ended up finding out that the slab that we had, there was a name for it. I forgot what you guys called it. It had directions leading. There you go. Hegemonic plate had directions going further into the forest, and we had just by chance happened to come across the pathway from where it started, leading to the cave, being one of the first checkpoints for a home of a creature that might dwell there. We were assuming that it was the sloth that was inside there, but given the size of it and how it, I guess, knowing what the creature actually is, the dead bodies found in there didn't match up to its dietary needs. So we could still be in danger of a creature that actually lurks within the cave itself, but we're not sure yet. On top of that,
I think you guys are sure, though. I think you have a pretty good reason to believe that you are safe for the time being.
yeah. Well, that's what well compared to,
There were some context
going-
clues that can definitely kind of make you feel a bit safer.
and it was the hieroglyphs on the wall that kind of gave way to that.
That was one of them, yeah, but on top of that, inside of the cave, the only thing that you had to fear was the ogre. And
And they had man-made cuts, lacerations on them from swords and stuff.
yeah, you
That's right.
From
They weren't,
giant swords.
you guys believe,
Yeah.
well, not like a giant's sword, but from like the equivalent
A
of
large
a long
wound.
sword or larger. Yes.
Yeah. So we had taken shelter in there. We also knew that during the scouting mission that I was doing, that going further in, the gnolls are substantially larger than the ones that were on the beach, and they probably wouldn't be able to fit inside the mouth of the cave that we were in to begin with.
Likely, yes.
Going back on that, Klaus was having some issues with his magic, and he ended up spawning a bone pseudo dragon. So he now actually has an egg for that he's going to be taking care of.
Sure.
After
Who was
that,
able to identify that it was a pseudo dragon?
that would
Hello.
have been Sunn. He's been, since he's studied like anatomy of different creatures and stuff like that,
I worked at
for
a
health
vet.
purposes, he's able to distinguish that the egg itself, given the markings on it, not only was a pseudo dragon, but it was a bone pseudo dragon spawned from Klaus himself. So whenever it hatches, he'll actually have a companion similar to Nevermech that he had before.
Nevermind was pretty big, all things considered, though. Like he was not little.
No,
And
no.
This thing is roughly the size of his digit, right? Like this thing is a finger, and it's going to be a growing creature, so it's not going to come out that large. On top of that, they don't come out. They're not large creatures. They're very small. They're like roughly the size of a domesticated house cat. So
Correct.
Nevermech was like a medium-sized bird, right? Like, do you remember what kind of bird he was?
Eagle, right? It was a clockwork eagle.
No. And does anybody remember?
Mechanical.
Go ahead, Klaus.
He was a mechanical raven, which is
Yeah.
why I named him
It's-
Nevermech.
Yeah. Come
But
on,
it was-
guys.
he
What?
was- He was bigger than that. He like in
Well,
description.
yeah, it
he
was
roughly
a large.
Yeah, he was roughly the
large
size of like, Oh my
He had
god.
like a 3.5 foot wingspan, I think. Was
Yeah, because he latched onto your back, and he could actually pass for a set of like personal wings for you if you needed to.
What is the seabird with the big gullet?
Pelican.
Yes,
Pelican,
thank you.
yeah.
It was roughly the size of a pelican.
Yeah.
It was a huge bird. But yeah, he was mechanical. And to some degree, that was a wild time. You were losing spells. He was maintaining it. It was certainly a different time. You guys have actually gone through a slew of like these mascots of sorts. Mechanical in nature. Now this is very different.
Because it's natural.
You're right. It's natural, but you also have something else. Deia, you spent a majority of your time with whom?
I spent the majority of my time with a new little sloth friend I had.
A new little sloth friend. Okay, tell me more.
I believe he's a dire sloth. I don't think I got much clarification on it because it was just clear that he was a giant sloth. And I don't know.
How big is he?
I think you said he was like 8 feet long from
Yeah.
head to toe. But he's laying down all the time, so he's only like 4 feet tall because he's always on his side.
And he weighs about 250 pounds.
Yeah, he's not a light guy.
Yeah.
He's a big dude.
The sloth also had what we thought was a brass instrument, like a trumpet or something on him, but it turned out to be a brass wand from St. Cuthbert's. It actually belonged to Alec Percival himself, if I remember correctly.
Are you sure that it belonged to Alec Percival?
We were under the assumption just because it was from.
We do know
The
it came
church.
from the church
Yeah, we're
of
just
St. Cuthbert's.
either him or a party member of his. It belonged
Right.
to one of them, but it was a healing wand.
Right, but you guys know that Alec Percival was a paladin
Paladin, not a
Of-
cleric.
of St. Cuthbert.
Correct.
You were told this by whom? Who let you guys know this?
I want to say Jenya let us know that a long time ago.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Jenya did
that's
let you guys
Jenya.
know that. Jenya
Yeah, before
and
the
Alec
before the riots.
are very close friends.
Correct.
There was actually only one other person that was a close friend to Alec. They kind of all grew up together. Despite Alec being significantly older than them and looking at them like kids, Rufus was also their close friend. It was more than just acquaintances. They all grew up together.
Mm-hmm.
Who taught them everything they knew?
Is that Sarsum Delashorn?
That's correct.
The
Sarson
leader of the
Delashorn.
church?
Yeah, good. I'm actually glad that you guys recall it. That's good information to retain. Though he's passed away, things will come up about him again. How did Sarsum die?
The hand of what was his name?
I want to say Sharsham Delasharn died by the in the Lucky Monkey.
He did
Yeah.
die. Yes.
Yeah,
Face
from.
Eater. Face.
Yeah.
Nope. It wasn't Face Eater.
Oh no.
Close.
Tongue
Second
Eater.
name.
Was it Tongue Eater?
Tongue Eater.
Tongue Eater. Yep, that's
Tongue
him.
Eater. Yeah.
Yeah, Tongue Eater,
Um,
the man ape.
And Tongue Eater was what exactly?
He was a
knockoff Hulk.
werebaboon.
He was a werebaboon.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, Shadow of Cosmos, thank you so much for resubbing 7 months, man. I appreciate that. So, you guys came into contact with a particular person in Cauldron. He said that there was an old, like an old system of beliefs. There were people in power. They embodied a very particular creature. That creature was the baboon. And though they prayed to this power greater than themselves, they were granted the ability to morph into what exactly? Like they could change into what? It's not a stretch. Just do the math here.
The baboon.
Werebaboon.
That's correct. They gained the power of lycanthropy. They accepted the curse on their person, and very few were expected to continue living in the world, one of which you guys encountered and destroyed by the name of Tongue Eater. He was a barbarian. He was sent to the Lucky Monkey to do what? Do you recall?
To collect the wands of water control.
Yeah, the water control wands.
That's correct. Actually, very surprised that you guys can remember all this. Good stuff.
Yep.
We take good notes. Well, no. Klaus takes-
Yeah, at least good mental notes.
Going back to the island now, we kind of got stuck onto a point whether we needed to travel by day or night, and we figured night might be the best since, from what it was showing in the little pictographs, that there's going to possibly be less foot patrols going on at night, but we're not sure if that also means that there's going to be more dangers, or at least a more prominent danger lurking in the wilds at night because of that. During that time, we also got a visit from a particular angel lady, and her name was Nidrama.
Yeah, Nidrama.
She was the champion of Sarenraid. The title was the Wing. Her emissary of justice, or her Wings of Justice, I believe was the proper title.
Right. And why did she visit you guys?
She was telling us
that we're on the right track.
That we were, like he said, we were on the right track, but we needed to make haste because she had false sisters that were going to put Tercival in danger, and we needed to be a little more pressed for time because of that. So instead of us waiting in the cave at night, we needed to kind of start moving forward with that.
Well, she more or less confirmed that Tercival is currently being manipulated and led astray by the fake angels, I think she called them.
Yeah, but there was a particular demon that she gave the name of to. Fuck.
She was also talking about.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't his name.
To defeat her originally, which was found in the den of her false sisters.
Oh, the Glabrizu. Yeah,
the Glabrizu, but his name was. I have it in my notes.
Nab the Tauren.
Nab the Tauren.
Nab the Tauren.
Yeah.
Very good. Nice.
So, some Nab might be either in disguise or pulling the strings of other people that are leading him to where he's at right now, which is why he's in danger. So we need to, and not necessarily make haste, but we got to kind of make haste to go save him.
What is this instrument that she imparted to a particular person of the past? The drama gave something to someone.
Staff. That would be. Let me look for it right here. It was Alakast.
Alakast,
the magical quarterstaff that belonged to Cerebar Spellmason.
Right.
That was super strong against evil creatures.
Okay.
And she wants us to find that. More namely, she wants Klaus to find that weapon, so that way he can essentially use Cerebar's body to wield the staff and help us defeat Nab.
Yep. Because she believes that although it's not Cerebar Spellmason in the body, there's some kind of link to the body and the weapon.
Yeah.
Something. It's sort of like
something's there.
It's not like muscle memory. It's sort of like some kind of link. It's
an
a
attunement.
little difficult to explain, but yeah, it is. It's kind of like it's attuned to the body. She noticed immediately that you weren't the same Cerebar. She could kind of see through you. She said you sounded different. Do you think she's going to look out for you because you have the body of Cerebar, or was this like a courtesy call? What exactly do you think the purpose was of informing you guys?
I think it's because Sarenrae knows that we're going after one of her favored paladins, and knows that he's in dire straits, but can't directly involve them herself. That she's sending her capable crew to go ahead and try and pull him from the fat and out of the fire.
Okay.
I mean, at least two of them here she knows. Well, one of them she knows is capable. The other one just keeps coming back for more.
After she left, though, she left. Well, she entered in a giant ball of light, and she left in the exact same fashion. But before we ended our session, we kind of just started having some talks around the campfire while I was maintaining a darkness spell, and essentially offered Jerrod to run with my clan if he ever wanted to give up essentially like the noble life for something more profitable.
What was his
Potentially
response like?
He wasn't sure. I mean, given everything that's happening right now, he kind of wants to, I guess, get everything squared away. And if it works out for the better, then it'll be a no. But if he feels like he can, I guess, make more money off of...
Yeah, table talk.
Yeah.
You know, table talk. Jerrod would love to have money.
But yeah, it was kind of a maybe. We'll kind of like touch base on it, but he wanted time to think about it.
Why is money so important to Jerrod? He's, as far as he knows, he's got this long-running history and direct heritage or lineage that ties him to a higher purpose than Cauldron. His family's not poor by any means. He's proved to his brother that they are related. It's not some kind of hoax. Why is money so important?
I mean, because even with money right now, he doesn't. At least from what I've seen, he doesn't want the name to kind of carry the money with him. He wants to have it earned. So whether it be through skill of thieving or through proving his honor as a warrior, I think he would probably want it to obtain wealth in that way, not necessarily just gain because his name says he has it.
Sure. Okay. I think that answers all of my questions. Did you guys have any questions or concerns before we spring into it?
No. Pretty much good.
Okay. We did leave with some quirks from last time. So, I'm not going to allow people to put in any quirks this time, because you will still be required to roleplay them this time. Jerrod, you had a fear of fire. Sunn, you were experiencing the pyromania. Klaus, the curse of wild magic. And at some point, I get to put in a CR12 creature.
Yikes.
Yeah, this should be fun.
Wait, he's still got the curse of wild magic?
Yeah, I thought we decided
Yeah,
that Will actively played his out, so he didn't get his continued.
Didn't
Yeah,
really-
he cast
like
like
3
he
spells.
cast like 4 or 5 spells during the entire session.
He cast 3
That-
spells, and they were exceedingly minor, having very limited effect.
Except for the one of them causing for a good half of our session because of the dragon finger.
I mean,
Like
that's,
one of
that's-
them caused.
I mean, I'm not going to argue if
That's-
he's going to
Yeah.
have wild magic. Way to go! Just saying, I thought we covered that he actually did his, where we never had the opportunity.
I don't personally feel like it was met. But that's my
I'll play
call.
it out.
I don't have an issue with that.
You are God.
Yeah.
Alright, then I guess we're just kicking off right now then?
Yeah, we're going to leave off,
All right.
or we're going to start where we left off last.
right.
And that is inside of the cave post the Nidrama event. So,
Okay. We ended up finishing our talk, so from there, I guess, maintaining the darkness spell, still on that small piece of paper outside that's getting wet at this point.
sure.
I'll look over to the group, more particularly back at Jerrod. If you'd like to get some rest, I'd suggest you do so now. I'll keep watch at the door, and should anything run through the dark visage of our doorway, then I will inform you. But I feel that your capabilities in the coming battle will probably be more prevalent than my own. So, go to sleep.
Jared's going to look up from sharpening his sword and just kind of cock his head a little bit. Okay. Duly noted. And just go back to running his blade. And yes, eventually he will just kind of cozy up against one of the back walls and fold his arms and rest his eyes a while. Since he's not stripping off his armor for jack right now.
No problem. Master Klaus, a word, if you will.
You may have many words with me if you so wish.
Potentially. Still kind of keeping his hand placed outward. He extends his other hand, still looking at the doorway. We are not actually in the town at the moment, and I would rather have my mask back. Going back into the town would be a little problematic with a drow such as myself walking through the front door. And while using my guys to get out the first time, it was a little more work than needed to be done.
I certainly understand your concern, and by all rights the mask is yours. If you so wish to have it back, then I have no complaints. And
Thank you.
I'll hand the mask back over to him.
As he hands the mask back, I'll put it inside my coat pocket.
Sure.
There is one other thing I've been having on my mind as of recently, that it's an idea that has been shot down a couple of times. Well, once, and the other one is still in consideration, but this, and then he kind of looks back over to Jerrod to see if he's like listening in, and then he goes into a whisper. This talk about the other Skellering brother coming with his arm. It's a bit of a problem that I wish to avoid if possible. And, seeing as you now hold the body of Surabar Spellmason, you in a sense hold a certain power over the people. A power I think we can utilize, if done correctly, however.
How do you intend to utilize this power?
A simple morale boost. The people will know, or they have already been informed, that an army does march on the city, and it will be there within, and it's going to be, this is player-wise, it'd be 2 days' time, right, since we're going into the first night?
Correct.
Okay. In roughly 2 days' time, and having people run about, or having just scared citizens doesn't do us any good, especially if it comes to fighting. And while I am good at subterfuge and striking an opponent's weak point, being overwhelmed by soldiers is not something I take too keenly to, and I don't think you or anyone else in our party favors that either. So, I propose that we reveal you for the man that you currently possess as Surabar Spellmason. Raise the morale of the people, and you tell them to fight.
So you intend to use me as a commander of sorts, a man to lead the charge?
If it comes to that, yes, but Tercion himself is also a man of power, and to see you, I mean, him and his brother are both well informed of the local lore. Seeing you would have to put fear into his eyes to see the great Surabar Spellmason standing before him. Regardless if he had an army at his back, he wouldn't dare strike at someone so powerful.
I understand this new guise of mine, as it were. It seems to be proving quite useful so far. I believe that this is a wise course of action for our party, and if it comes down to it, then we will use every tool at our disposal to ensure that no one innocent gets harmed.
Good, but if it should come to it, and his brother should be eliminated,
Believe
will
me,
you help
I will
me
have
deal?
no reservations.
Oh, good. Then this makes things so much easier. You know, you are by far one of the easiest people to have a conversation with and pass on ideas to. Most people either walk away in total disgust, or they attack. And in most cases, it's attack than anything else.
I pride myself on lending an ear or two to any conversation that may find its way to me.
You know, for someone who I've been informed of had been a boy, jumping into an old man's body. You are indeed an old soul, and a wise one at that, Master Klaus.
I do believe we'll find ourselves working closely together in the future.
True enough. Which is why my offer also extends to you, if you decide to want to join my Shadow Sight Guild.
I'll take it into consideration.
And as I told Master Skellering, it's all I ask. Consider it, and if you feel the time is right, give me an answer.
Absolutely.
Very well. So, go in and rest, Master Klaus. I will catch a few hours rest if I can, but I will maintain the door to make sure no one comes through.
That is much appreciated.
Sure enough. Now go.
Deia, what does the rest of your night look like?
I'm probably just going to listen in, but I don't typically sleep because of the nightmares that I have. So a lot of it's just going to be me.
A lot of it's just going to be you relaxing.
Yeah, me just kind of sitting down, maybe trying to catch some rest, but trying to avoid the nightmares.
Sure, sounds good. Sunn, what does it look like for you?
Following the direct events after the witnessing of a was it a demigod or was it a full-fledged god? Because I know it wasn't Saren Ray herself.
Nidrama is not a demigod.
What is she classified as?
Are you looking?
Deva, most likely.
Dude,
she's a deva.
Then I would be immediately
celestially of some kind.
Basically, Sunn would be taking in his notebook. He'd be drawing and trying to basically sketch her, so he could record it for the future. After finishing the drawing, he'd close his book and start tending to his potions for the next day.
Okay.
So he could get them ready. Then he'd probably be like whistling while he works quietly.
And I'm just picturing Sunn just writing in this big diary with a crayon. Oh my god, you won't believe what just happened.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I met an angel.
It's kind of like the transcription that he had of the egg in his journal. It's just a sketch, basically.
Yeah, she, for all intents and purposes, for anyone that's at home, her race, if it was appropriate, is the female Movonic Deva. If you wanted to do some research on that. Up to you if you'd like to. If not, it's not as pertinent or important. Are there two Dancing Dan? Wow.
Oh my god, it's the Dan himself.
What? Wow. Wow, that's a person that I haven't seen in a while. How are you doing, man? I miss you. I miss your face.
We miss your body.
Miss your laugh. Miss your smell.
And your terrible ninja of a wife.
Look, she favorite enemy cutlery, okay?
I wouldn't even say she's terrible. She was doing a pretty damn good job kicking that shit in.
I miss you, Dan. I miss you, buddy.
It was aggressive.
Are you going to be with us tonight, Dan? Are you going to watch... who was dancing? Dan was a previous member of the Flurry of Bros. He played two separate characters. What were the names again?
Fareed and...
Yes, Elgin.
No, I played Fareed.
Elgin and
Theodwin.
And Theodwin.
He played Theodwin and the monk. Or actually, he played three characters.
Yeah, the summoner.
He had
Summoner. The summoner was Elgin.
Yep.
Thief
Elgin
was
Theodwin.
other one? And I forgot his own.
Damn it.
Cardboard cutout.
Right. Well,
The Jerrod.
he died. They all died.
He died. I think the worst one was the cardboard cutout. He died a death that he couldn't have fought against.
Yeah, that was rough. That was rough. Okay, all right. Sorry, Dan. Stick around and watch tonight's shenaniganery. I think you'll enjoy this. All of the boys have mostly reached level 10. Some of them have lost levels. Cicada is permanently dead. No chance of him ever returning to the mortal plane. Yeah, I think this is going to be a fairly stable group. Horum...
Shit about to get real, son.
Horum met a horrible death in a 1v1 versus a black dragon. They took each other out at the same time, which was impressive. No more Cicada!
The PogChamp path died.
So good.
When it actually gets like dark, when the sun goes down, I'll drop the darkness spell in the cave.
Okay.
I'll still keep my eyes out to make sure that there's nothing coming. But at that point, I'm just gonna practice my fencing, like at the mouth of the cave.
Sure, sounds good. The rest of the night is going to go over as smoothly as it can. Remember, it's storming. The gnolls do live outside there. Tribal by nature, so it's not like they have a Hotel 6 out there that they can just chill in.
They'll leave the light on for you.
That's right. Or they won't. Either way, they're not hanging out. You know it is nightfall. You know that it is, in fact, nightfall, so you have an opportunity to take advantage of this.
Yes.
Your allies are asleep entirely. You know that moving under the cover of nightfall is your best bet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna kick dirt onto the fireplace, so we don't give away our position, for one, and two, we don't cause steam to rise with using water. So I'll douse the fire as they start sleeping, and I'll go on another patrol just to make sure everything stays safe.
Okay. All right. Any got grown. Oh, it's so good. So good. All right, so tell me about your night patrol. What does this look like for all intents and purposes? For the people that are watching at home, tell me about your night stalking.
All right, so before I leave to begin with, I actually want to set up like a very crude trap, kind of like using some of the pots and stuff that we might have set up for like our campfire to make like food. I want to attach it to like some string, and then just put it like at the base of the mouth of the cave. I'm sorry, at the mouth of the cave.
Sure.
So if anything kicks it, like the pots and shit will fall over and they'll hear some noise. But that's what I want to set up for that.
Okay.
Making my way outward, it's gonna be once again sticking to the thicker foliage in the trees of the jungle itself, and then moving along the road once again. And I want to still see if I can start picking up on the patrols to see if they change in size or anything like that, or if they start sending, if it just stops altogether.
Sure. Give me some perceptions. Give me 3 perceptions and 3 stealths, please.
All right. These are my perceptions first.
We have 25, 34, and 25. Okay, give me your stealths. And a crit fail. Okay, yeah. But you still had a 20. So 23, 36, 20. Those are not measurements of the type of individual that you want to party with on the weekend. That being said, you succeed for all intents and purposes. The night moves along with you. It's where you feel most at home. This has everything to do with your race, where you grew up, the life that you knew before you came to and stuck on the surface. You have never felt more at home than actually being in your own home. It's dark. There's lots of cover. If there's any light shining through whatsoever, it's being blocked, or at least it quickly is blocked by clouds. So not only do you have canopy, but you have cloud cover as well. It's raining, so it's masking your scent. You are mostly undetectable. It would take a very highly trained individual to spot you. Unless, of course, you flubbed and you tried anything wild.
Mm-hmm.
You stumble out making your way around, moving amidst the darkness, and you find what you believe to be a small village. It's not like the village that you're used to seeing of Red Gorge, right? These are big naturally placed huts. It's bits of straw, downed trees, and there are many of them. That's why you believe it's a village. They're large. You found the Gnoll's home. Or at least one of their homes.
Okay. Taking a note from the, like a mental note from the hegemonic plate, would I know exactly where this is on the map?
Let's take a look. Let's look over at the hegemonic plate. Showing to all players. Glancing down at the hegemonic plate, you think that you've gone past the home and you're peering at Gnoll Path. You guys need to move through this area.
Going around, do I see any like communal like food supply or anything like that that might be lingering around?
Well, these Gnollmen are particularly carnivorous, so you're going to find some
like livestock and shit.
Some stocks of animals that are dried. That looks like they've been hung up to dry. You're not seeing any basic supplies. Not that it would be sized for you anyway. But you are stumbling across bones. It looks as if you found where they've thrown out things that they wouldn't eat, which there isn't much, mind you.
Yeah.
These enormous hyena men can pretty much get through anything that you throw at them.
So, I mean, seeing these gnolls kind of sleeping, is there anything like significance that sticks out that wouldn't be theirs, that would kind of be like, oh, like this might be Tercion's or I'm not sorry, Alec Tercival's belongings, or anyone from St. Cuthbert's, things like that?
No, nothing immediately visible. Despite being naturally inclined to seeing better in the dark than most any other race possible, you can only see so far, so unless you investigate each home individually, you're not going to know, you know what I mean? But you just have to trust at face value what it is that you're going to be seeing, and nothing immediately makes you think that there are other humanoids here outside of the Gnollmen.
Okay. Doing this scouting, would I be able to like tell the rest of the guys like this is the best way to sneak around without being detected? This is the distance we should stay away from the Gnoll home. Like, could I at least spend some time during the night kind of not necessarily carving a path, but memorizing one that would be the easiest way for them to kind of navigate through without creating with too much noise?
It's not really so much the fact that it's the easiest, it's that it's basically the only.
Oh, okay. So it's a direct cut through then.
Yeah. There's not really there's not a workaround that's not going to take an excessive amount of time. Despite the fact that they're not leveled like you guys are, they don't have class levels, they're still creatures that have scent, they have sharpened senses, they hear keenly. I mean, they're fucking huge. So you can only imagine.
Is there anything around that I could use that could... Oh, you know what? No, I couldn't do that. Oh, do they have a water supply? That's not like a river or anything like that. Do they have like urns or anything like that that are filled with water?
Given the size of their step, it's safe to assume that they don't have a basic water supply. It's not that far for them to move back and forth to the river, and they're probably the highest or the largest predator at the apex at the moment.
Okay. All right.
For now.
I don't want to take up too much time during the night because I don't want to just leave the party altogether. But I'll travel a little further along the road to see if there's anything of significance, like an outpost or something that they might have set up, that I might need to let the guys know.
Okay. Give me one last perception, please.
No problem. 31.
Yeah, you have no reason to believe that there is anything else that may be of immediate use to you.
Okay. Upon making my way back, I mean, would I assume, like, if we were to cut straight through this village, it wouldn't be too much of an issue?
You're not really sure if there's a better time to cut through the village. All
Okay.
things considered, you have the advantage of rainfall covering a lot of the noise, thunder, which can cover a lot of the noise.
Noise, yeah.
The senses are being dulled because of the rain. You don't know how long it's going to rain.
Okay. Upon my investigation, making my way back, but even going to it, were there any things that, like horns or anything that could be used as alarms that I would have seen that I could possibly destroy in that time?
No, it doesn't look like they have any war horns or gongs or anything like that that would
Okay.
immediately alert the others. They're still very primitive, all things considered, and
Okay.
they take advantage of some of their natural predation, some of the natural abilities that are given to them. They're still dogs, right?
Alrighty.
Dogs howl, they growl, they whine. There is a natural form of communication that way.
So, kind of seeing like this as like the best opportunity, I'll try to hurry my way back, still being sure to avoid any patrols that might be along the way, if there are any at that point.
Okay.
And I'll make my way back to the cave.
All right, sure. You'll find your way back to the cave.
All right. I take off my little hot trap. Wait, does it look like it's been tripped at all?
No, it
Okay.
does not.
Cool. So I'll go back inside and I'll start shaking everyone. Wake up! Hurry up! Everyone, get up right now!
Jerrod, Deia's son, Klaus, you will be startled awake. Pathos lingering overhead, probably nudging you. If you're slow to rise, he would likely kind of punt at your sleeping pack to try to draw attention to you. He's encouraging you to wake up.
Good God, you're drenched.
Yes. We can come up with jokes later on. Just get your things and follow me.
Less joke, more
Just
could have
stop.
woken us up before you decided to get out.
Yes, just hurry up. This is going to be the best time for us to make our way through the village.
All right. We're up.
Okay, good. I'll wait for them however long it takes for them to start getting their stuff together. And then once we do, I'll let them know exactly about the village. And as I'm kind of just like kind of guiding them as we're walking, that this is going to be the best time to go. It's raining. They're not going to smell us. They're all asleep. There's no outpost further up that we need to worry about at the moment. I'll start giving them those details about that. And then as I get to the same spot before where the patrol is crossing, I'll wait to see if there's... I'll wait for the patrol to pass, and then I'll start guiding them through that area again.
Okay. All right, seems easy enough. I will need stealth from everyone.
How many you want?
Well, just give me one.
30?
Looks good.
Well, I just wanted to know how many times I could fail this.
Give me 1 second, I'm getting back into the game. I had to close my browser because my keyboard was fucking with it.
Not a great roll.
Probably going to be better than me.
I don't
I
know.
thought I just got a message saying
I
Adobe
have
crashed and I
doubts.
hadn't tried. And you said stealth, correct?
Yeah.
You challenge me.
I mean, we rolled the same.
Hey, I'm stealthy.
Different bonuses.
Nice. Good
I'm
job.
better than both of them.
You only have a 20. Like, you just have a die roll, that's it.
You have no decks?
No. Oh, I never. Yeah. No, okay. I have decks. I have 2. 22.
All right, looks
I,
good.
I just read it as blank and was like, oh, there's nothing.
It's okay. We'll take that 20.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
If we were going in single file, I would be on the side of them, so that way it would be like kind of me pointing the way as they're going, and then like stopping, pointing, kind of like
Tour
Well,
guide?
I hate to point this out.
It's like a hurry tour guide in a sense.
I hate to point this out, but it is raining. That means that there's cloud cover. That means we can't see Jack, or at least
Well,
Jerrod can't. He's
I know,
basically
that's-
walking blind
That's
in the
why
dark.
that's why I'm walking to the side of you guys. So like in a sense, I'm kind of like pushing you along the path.
Sure. I'm gonna go ahead and give the enemies a perception. It's gonna be difficult for them, all things considered,
Can they beat a
because
fire?
they're sleeping.
Ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. Shh.
Okay. Minus
Every few steps, or I was gonna ask, can I pace the time of the thunder? So every time there is thunder, I can have them move.
Sure.
I'll do that then.
Okay. All right. So, you're Pathos. You're doing a great job. You're encouraging through the path. You can see. You are their eyes in the darkness. They're basically staying within reach of each other. Because even in the total dark, as long as you have something to hold on to, you can continue moving, even if you move slow. Deia, you do fine. Sunn, you do excellently. But Klaus and Jerrod, you're struggling. It's a great deal of challenge.
God damn it, old men.
Well, I'm in heavy armor, and he's an old fuck with, knocky knees.
So I need to know, between the two of you, what does this failure look like for the narrative?
They're being real sneaky beaky, like.
Explain to me what the failure looks like here.
As far as Jerrod is concerned, the failure is just the fact that he is completely weighted down with armor. Though he has done his best to tighten his straps and so forth, with all the rainfall coming down and soaking through the leather, they've become loose. So his armor is rattling, particularly when we consider that it is not fit specifically to him, but to somebody of similar size and stature, Cicada. That and the fact that the way his sword rests, it has a punch out in the base of the blade that attaches to a hook on his back. It tends to rattle. He's doing his best to hold it, but with all the rain and slick, he's just losing his grip as he goes hustling along whenever.
Sure, it's like a gravel road.
It's just like woo, 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 woo.
It's like a gravel road, and you're a plateware salesman. You are just shuffling along, and it's distraction central. Klaus, how about you? What does this look like for the narrative's sake?
So, the funny thing is, while I may be a 15 to 16-year-old boy in spirit and mind, I'm still in an old man's body, and I did just rest against a rock wall for a period of time. It may not have been a long period of time, but as uncomfortable as that is for a younger man such as myself, I would imagine when you're arthritic and your bones are brittle and everything hurts and you're 700 plus years old, that's even more painful.
Okay.
And also, I'm 21 years old in real life, and when I get up, my bones pop a lot. So
he's just walking through
by many years. Yeah, it's a series of cracking bones, kind of these squeaks.
Osteoporosis!
These squeaks that you're not sure if they belong to his shoes hitting a rock wrong or his knee is just giving out. There's
Gotcha.
falters, there's stumbles, there's all kinds of just old person stuff.
Sure. Deia, Sunn, you hear this, and you're doing everything in your power to neutralize the noises, but there's only so much you can do without picking them up and carrying them yourself. You know what I mean? It's challenge enough. Pathos, as this is happening, they're struggling. It's unfortunate, because you've done everything. You've done the reconnaissance, you've looked forward, everything that you could to potentially make sure that this mission is a success. All they had to do was walk. And given the physical circumstances of the events, they're struggling a great deal. And Pathos, when you look back, every time Jerrod brings his foot down, or when Klaus seems to turn with the way that his knees slam against bone because the fat pads have dried up and recoiled away from years of rest, you see their ears visibly twitch. And it's not from the thunder, it's not from the lightning illuminating the area. You can visibly see the gnomen that seem to kind of just lay out in the open. Their ears twitch like a hound when they've heard something. And when this happens, the third or fourth time through, one of their ears catch up and begins to spin to focus on the area behind them.
I would signal everyone to stop at that point. And I'm going to focus in on the one that had his ears, like, perched.
Okay.
And I'll move in slowly towards him.
Give me a stealth. This is incredibly hard.
34.
Very good. Very good. You succeeded. What do you do?
As I see his ears perch up, I'll pull up my rapier and I'll hit him I'll stab him directly through the throat to the spinal cord to essentially kill him, so that way he doesn't wake up.
Okay, so you want to, with pinpoint accuracy, coup de grace.
Correct.
All right, so your intent is to stab through the throat into the spinal column.
Correct. So that way there's no movement. It's one fast motion of killing.
Okay, give me perception, please.
21.
Sure. With the way that this gnomon is lying on the ground, you can see that it seems to be clutching a much smaller infant in its arms. And it's still listening keenly. In fact, when you draw your rapier, the ears kind of tremble and twitch. Now, this is going to be a called shot, albeit it is a coup de grace. You need to be able to succeed on an attack. I have to have you break 10, but you're also going to have... Let's see. Under most circumstances, I would do -8, but I'm going to give you a -6. You understand anatomy, but the sheer size of this creature... I've got to take a -6 away from your attack. Break 10, please.
22.
Okay. Sure enough, you draw your rapier, and with pinpoint precision and accuracy, you slowly push it onto the throat, and then with deft strike, you pierce, and then pull it back. There is a sudden shiver, but the creature doesn't move.
And you said it was holding a child?
An infant, yes.
Same thing.
Okay. Give me a perception.
Monster.
31.
Okay, you can see that the way that this gnomon is covering the child, his fingers actually drape over the nape of the neck. The only thing that is immediately visible is the top of the head and the crook of the ear itself. What do you do?
Let's see.
Nothing's into it.
You said his ear is showing? Like his whole ear is like visible?
Not quite the entire ear, but enough so.
Now, he is off on his own, just as a reminder from himself.
Yeah. He's told you guys to stop.
Let's see, because the hand's going to be too big to just move by itself. But the infant hasn't moved yet, right? Like, it's not doing anything?
Correct.
Alright, well, it's technically not a threat at this point, so I'll leave it, since it still thinks that it's whatever sleeping with it is still holding it. So I'll draw the weapon back and oh, you know what? No, I actually won't. I'll put the rapier away and I'll pull my poisoned dagger and I'll strike into it.
Okay, what is this poison on this dagger?
It's the one that the gnolls had. The black adder venom.
Okay, let's see what the venom is going to do for you here. Alright, so you want to use your dagger with the black adder venom, and where are you trying to strike this creature?
How much of its body is being covered?
It's about the size of you, as a medium-sized creature at this point.
Okay. I'll cut in as close to the head as possible, but I'm gonna try to hold its mouth as I go for the kill.
Okay, so where I need to know what the kill, like, what are you doing exactly? Are you trying to?
Oh, so I'll slide the hand just a little bit, and then I'll go for the. Yeah, I'll go for the knife again.
Okay, all right. So you wish to open up a vein, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right.
Because the poison has to work through injury.
Sure. Sounds good. Make an attack. Let's go, in this case, give me a sleight of hand. This will determine what kind of bonus or negative you have.
$32.
It's very good. Subtract 6 again from your attack roll.
That's a critical.
Potential. Roll to confirm.
And that determines whether or not I hit. So
That's going to hit. So, I've got a critical hit deck, and we are going to roll it that way.
Yeah, I love critical hits.
You know what? I don't even think it's necessary, because this is for long-range battle. You were just going for a coup de grace. I'm going to rule it as that you succeeded in your coup de grace. The creature will die with an instant. There is no chance of it recoiling. You felt like the last breath exhaled from its body, and it will pass away in its rest.
awesome.
The poison will take a moment to start taking effect, but after you're holding on to the maw of the creature, you will feel the heat begin to steeple, and the breath will cease
Subside.
after a few moments.
So, yeah, just once he's done, he puts the...
Now, I have to know, for all intents and purposes, what reason did you do that for?
I didn't want to risk the child waking up. No, it's just... It had nothing to do with, wanting to do it. It's just, I didn't want to risk us already getting found out. It's an entire village. It's not, like I said, it wasn't for, this is what's going to do. That was purely strategical to make sure we weren't going to get found out.
Okay, all right.
And I didn't want the little baby gnoll to wake up and start whimpering and then draw attention to the rest of the other gnolls nearby.
All right. Along your way back, if you could give me a knowledge nature, even if untrained.
$18.
Okay, very good. You realize that, given the circumstances, this small, shanty dropping of trees versus the vines that they use and the leaves to cover up their own huts, there's a very high chance that unless some other parent were to step in and acquire the young, that the young likely would have become a meal. You realize that. You may not have immediately done this for the sake or the benefit of the young one, but there is that inherent side effect. And that's something that you can appreciate. Because there were likely times in Menzoberranzan that your character would have welcomed a sweet and swift sleeping death. It's not all bananas and dancing with toothbrushes.
Mm-hmm.
Males and menzoberranzan kind of get the short end of the stick. You make your way back to the party.
Yeah. Like the look of it, because, I mean, he doesn't have a rule against killing children, but, I mean, child nonetheless, and it's, like, you can tell, like, and you can see in the dark in my expression, like, it's not like, oh, yeah, we're good. It's like let's just keep going. Like, he just kind of flags him over, like...
None of them can see in the dark, to my understanding, unless Deia might be able to?
Yeah, I've got dark vision.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Then,
I mean, it's... Yeah, like, it's just a very, like, stern, just, like, waving, just keep going.
Continues to wave you forward.
I would go towards him once he's waving me forward and try and pull the train.
No, it's like just to, like, keep going down the path that I'm, like, expecting, so...
Yeah, I'd follow where he was pointing me.
Yeah, so I'm still guiding everyone who can't see in the dark through the same route that we originally went through, or that I originally went through.
Okay.
Ka-chink.
You guys will be just fine. You believe that you have eliminated any immediate opposition. You encourage them to step a bit more carefully. You time your steps accordingly, and you trudge along. Now, looking back at the hegemonic plate, after you pass through Knoll Pass, there is the round cave. And I can give you guys those details in just a second. Entertain the viewers. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I have to relieve my bladder. It's real bad.
So,
No problem.
What do you guys think is the cheapest keyboard Walmart sells? Looking like $10.
Cheapest one?
We talking because I don't think I want it. Like
It's a Logitech keyboard. It's going to be...
that's what I'm thinking. Like it'll be like cheap, right?
Logitech sells really cheap stuff.
That's what I'm
for the rest
thinking.
of you, hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the stream.
For anyone who's wondering why I've been less talkative and a bit preoccupied, I spilled beer all over my keyboard within like 10 minutes into the session.
By you spilled beer, you mean your cat knocked it over?
Yeah. So like, I was sitting here petting my cat. I don't know. Some of you might have saw his fucking furry little head pop up. And then I went to go, like, I was like, all right, cat, come on, get off my lap. And he took his tail, swung it at the bottle, and it landed in the keyboard, and I was just like, I hate this cat. Kicked him off my lap, and after much cleaning and picking and prodding, it seems like this is the final one. This is the final time where I've poured something into it that it's not going to come back.
Have a little patience.
I also have to pour one out for it. Where's my computer?
Yeah, where's that top pen?
Yeah, just don't go ahead and like pour it out on the computer.
See.
And we pour.
Oh
one
man,
out.
I got a mouse right here. I could pour it right on that. That's got holes I could pour it into.
Ha 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 ha.
Bub,
Oh
are you
man,
into,
I tell
are
you
into
what though.
ribbon holes?
Am I into what?
If ever there was a time I wish Jerrod could see in the dark, that would not have gone well. I hope he never hears about that.
What are you doing?
I mean, that probably wouldn't have gone well, but I also would see Jerrod losing his fucking mind.
No, yeah, he'd fucking.
You would
use my
see
like
that there are upwards of
That's a
100
kid.
like large to huge sized gnomen sleeping around you. You think Jerrod would just be like, this is fine, and just keep sipping his coffee in the burning house?
See, Den, the second one's the biggest part to this. I have a bunch of drinks near my computer. It's just the cat part.
I actually have my computer separate of my desk. My desk right now has 3 monitors, and I have a computer to the left. That's my main rig that I do everything from. It's on its own separate stand, and then a computer to the right that's on its own separate stand that I'm getting ready to repair so I can go to a 2 PC streaming set.
I'm thinking of changing my desk setup away from this corner desk thing that I have, so I can have a more triple monitor kind of like layout.
Make sure you have lots of space. It's space consuming.
Oh no, yeah. I plan to.
I'll admit, I'm actually debating doing a triple monitor setup with 3 HD TVs and 2 PCs.
I
Work
was
is
about
spoiling
to.
me.
I was about to
I have-
grab my camera and show you my TV, but there's things on my desk. Yeah, no. TVs are made for the best
You
monitors.
said your work is spoiling you.
Yeah, I've got a 3-monitor setup at my desk.
Oh,
That's nice.
It's making me push a lot harder to finish the second part of my desk so I can put up a second monitor at least. Maybe get a third eventually, but
just take a hammer, grab a few nails and some plywood.
I will admit,
could
it
go
is
bad.
nice having a dual monitor setup at work.
Could never go back to a single monitor.
No, when I was working for insurance, they tried putting me in a single monitor, and I literally took one of the monitors. But they were like, "This one doesn't work." I'm like, "Oh no, trust me, I'll make it work." And I plugged it in, made sure that thing was working because I'm not doing one monitor setups. They're no.
I just can't.
Nah,
I can't
nah.
see working that many Windows keys all at once. I mean, I know all the shortcuts to make it, to deal with one monitor, but for everything that I do, dual monitor.
Yeah.
And the
Well-
reason I want to do 3 monitor is so that I can go ahead and do 3 separate things at all times.
Mm-hmm. See, I want ideally like a 6 monitor setup. Enclouded in complete darkness. Just have a monitor wall. That's
just,
ideal.
you
just
could do like
clouded in darkness. You want an
Yeah,
ashtray just full of butts while you're
I'll
trying
just
to
see, like,
hack NORAD.
Oh.
No, fingers just
Look,
clicking away.
if I hack into the FBI, I'll get a job.
you could go for the Tetris piece setup, do a triple monitor on the desk
Oh
and
my
one
God.
wall mounted above.
Yeah. I thought about that one.
The desk is too small. I feel like that's a lot of scenarios. Is everybody
I
has
don't
just
think
a
I could
desk
ever
that
be. I don't think I could ever be comfortable with bolting components to a wall.
Oh, I'd be so okay with it.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
you do
fine.
that with TVs pretty often.
Yeah.
A
I have
monitor
no
is
qualms
typically
about it.
lighter than a TV, even. So.
They're a lot more durable than people give them credit for.
Yeah, it's
as
not
long
like a
as you're not
plastic
an
command
idiot
hook.
and you're like, this is my computer bolted to the wall, and directly above it is this very shallow glassed fish tank.
I
So
like to balance.
Yes.
let's
Part of the bathroom
bump. Oh, go ahead. All right.
I balance my fish tanks on my monitors on a daily basis. It's just it's the warmest spot for them.
Let's see. Cap'n Feckbeard, Falling 321. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate that. Welcome to the fam. Recent
Look at all
subs.
those kappas.
Quailman 1234. Thank you for 6 months, brother. I appreciate it. Welcome back to the Bub Club. You're officially a subscriber.
See, Quail, I want that life. Bub, why are there random emotes just flying across the screen?
It's from an extension that I put on the stream,
Are they
and
just doing what they want?
well, it's from. I don't know why they keep flying across the screen, but it's supposed to be for any time people put an emote in the chat. That
Is it
emote
supposed to?
is supposed to fly across the screen. If that's obnoxious, I can take it out.
Oh no, people can turn it off too.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, it's reactions. Okay. Yeah.
Bub,
You
my.
can, you can click it
aesthetics.
on. You can click it on the right,
It's funny.
and it
Good.
will.
I'm glad people are enjoying it. I determined that it could be useful.
Like I looked over to the chat and I saw like a line of kappas flying across the screen. I'm like, what happened?
It's not when people
Yeah.
post emotes in chat. Ah, okay.
Yeah, no, it's
There's
a
a
reaction thing that you can spam.
Specific button. It's like the Facebook reactions for the videos they have.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
on the right of the player, right below the live button.
Aw.
It's on the bottom for me,
Is it?
Yeah, Sam.
right below the map.
Yeah, no,
Alright.
mine's right next to my my stats for me.
Ready when you are, Bub.
Okay. All right. The trail will come to an abrupt end. The cloud line will part to a degree, granting what little light is actually available from the stars above. To the north, roiling yellow and brown clouds boil above a jagged and barren horizon. The jagged line of the Demon Scar's rim broods at the base of these clouds. The ground itself between here and the rim is strewn with razor-sharp ridges of volcanic glass and jagged stone. Ruined strips of what can only be the metal framework of ancient structures protrude from the ground like broken fingers from a shallow grave. One particularly large structure juts from the ground only 20 feet from the end of the trail. The ruin appears like nothing more than a massive pipe protruding from the ground. Its 20 feet wide, 2-foot thick frame sloping down into the tortured ground at a gentle slope.
Damn it, my ground's tortured.
What do you guys do?
Take a look around. Do we see any patrolmen? Because I haven't come this far, so I don't know if there's anyone nearby.
No, this looks to be a mostly unscathed area.
Alrighty.
As if it's avoided?
Yes. There was
All
a
right, so
particular
let's
word
follow
in there
this
that I
path.
said. You may have mentally avoided it yourself, but I said the demon scar.
No, I caught that.
See, I prefer to repress the demon scar, and anytime it's mentioned.
I mean, well, I'll start making my way slowly, since everyone, I guess, can see now. I'll start making my way forward.
Okay.
I will activate my detect magic just to make sure there's no runes or anything up on the floor.
Sure. To go ahead and give everybody another opportunity to take a look at this, the hegemonic plate should show you guys exactly where you've come to. At the end of the knoll path, what does it lead to?
The round cave.
The round cave.
Round
That's
cave.
correct. The round cavern.
Yeah. Jerrod's going to go ahead and pull his sword and just have it on his shoulder at the ready, because he's getting the heebie-jeebies from this pretty hardcore.
All right. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
this is not going to be fun.
This is the only clear entrance to your immediate knowledge. Do you continue into the pipe?
Can we look around to see if there's any other inlets in the wall or anything like that?
From your vision, even after looking up and down the row, you're not seeing anything.
Alrighty. Alright, so yeah. Keeping my detect magic on, I'll
Alright.
look back over to the group. Well, I wish I could say that was going to be easier from here on out, but that would be a lie. Watch your
I think
footing.
the easy part's behind us.
True enough. Watch your footing. I'll guide us through the best I can.
All right, boys and girls.
Can't
This is where
promise
things get interesting. You're about to see a difference in the map. I'm going to pull you immediately, okay?
Yeah.
Let me know when you've all loaded.
Since
I have loaded through.
Klaus, once we get inside, do you think you can go ahead and cast light on my armor or something? I can't see.
Motherfucker. Absolute motherfucker. It's okay, because I was actually going to cast Fly on myself, since Pathos specifically said watch your footing. I don't trust my old bones enough to
Sure.
to traverse this unstable ground. So
That makes sense. All right. Guys, for everyone
This
that's
can't go
watching at
bad.
home, this is effectively the dungeon crawl.
Yeah.
Where everything was bad, this has gotten worse.
Guys, we fucked up. We didn't find a way to not get here before the end of the session.
Oh, I forgot my bow.
by the way,
back.
I don't have any
need to go.
vision on my-
Oh shit, guys! I left the sloth cave. Be right back. God, he's the important
Gotta
member of
carry
the
him over here.
team.
Screw all that. Jerrod's ready.
I don't
Klaus,
have any vision on my token, by the way. Just
give
as an
me...
FYI.
That's fine. I can give you some vision in just a moment. Give me a target. What are you targeting?
Myself. This is Fly.
All right. Let me give you some vision.
Giant thorn burst out from your chest.
and a dragon comes out.
I meant to cast Fly. What I really cast was The Fly. Now we have Jeff Goldblum in our party.
You know, I'd be okay with that, I'll be honest.
All of a sudden, Klaus
Yeah.
is just like, yo.
You'd be okay with it, except he's not in human form. It's the problem.
All right, you can see, correct?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I can see now.
All right, control find. What did you roll? 759?
Correct.
Nothing good. We know that.
It's never good. I just hope it's not palm trees.
Works as intended. Now let's cast light.
Let's cast light and max power fireball.
You're gonna like this one. Mmm, chocolate. The caster is covered in liquid chocolate.
Oh,
You immediately cover your body from head to toe in liquid
wait.
chocolate.
When you say liquid chocolate, do you mean literally chocolate that has been melted and is now in a liquid state, or do you mean like Hershey syrup, like peanut butter babied all over me?
That's right. We're going with the latter, not the former.
Yes. Our sorcerer is now well lubricated.
I look like I just was on the wrong end of an oil pan.
It's like if Bub were to slap you with a handful
All
of
of a sudden,
chocolate, but
Jerrod's
you were a
not
mini.
kind of
when seeing him transform into this chocolate monstrosity, I'm
I
going
didn't transform in anything.
It literally
Still
just coats
me.
him. It's like it
yeah.
rain clouds chocolate down upon him.
I'm going to. I'm assuming that I'm going to look the other way. I'm going to turn around, see him covered in chocolate, and I'm going to turn and I'm going to go look down the pipe.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, and then I'm gonna turn back to him. How? That doesn't matter. How did that happen?
I thought this was a dungeon, not a sewer. I'm gonna take a couple steps away because I'm still not sure it's chocolate, and I'm not willing to taste it.
I was
Sewer?
back a bit too.
Something smells good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you like eating ass.
Really? Wait, what?
Turning over to Klaus. Is everything gonna be all right with you?
I honestly can't answer that with clear conscience at the moment. I attempted to relieve myself of these walking necessities, but it appears that I'm
Seems
now.
relieved yourself in some other way.
Well, for now, let's.
You might want to step outside and let that rinse off.
That sounds like a good idea. Would you like me to bring you with me so that I could cast light upon you?
I'll wait here.
You could just cast it before you get it out.
Because you gotta remember, Jerrod has seen this before. He knows it's a Klaus day.
I'll
This is one of those days.
start making my way
good.
down the ramp, making sure that there's no.
Hold on before you do. I would like to give him an opportunity. Remember, knees and knock it. He's going to take some time. As you go out and douse yourself with the rain, you're still going to have a steady amount of chocolate over your body. In fact, it would likely stain some of the robes, which is a shame because they were nice.
They're gonna kick me out of this golden corral before too long.
All right. You're like Augustus Glump from... Oh!
Augustus Gloop.
Yeah. As you return,
Yeah?
out of the dark passage, sharp and jagged rocks hang over a small ledge in the southeast part of a wide pit. The pit, roughly 150 feet in diameter, is set at the bottom of a large fissure among the arid, crystalline hills that border the Demon Scar. Puffs of eye-watering smoke seep from a pool at the bottom of the chasm, about 50 feet below. On the other side of this chasm, a pair of gigantic metal tubes protrude from the rock, extending nearly 50 feet and out of the fissure. The burning stink of sulfur and acid is everywhere, and the ground and walls are wet with the foul-smelling condensation. A ramp of roughly hewn stone steps wind down into the pit itself, and as the wind rises and sweeps through the fissure, the two looming metal chimneys issue a thundering, cacophonous, bellowing roar across the landscape.
So it's safe to assume we're viewing Vaprak's voice at this point, right?
Yes.
Okay. Are there pebbles around nearby?
Safe to assume yes.
Okay. Then I'm going to sort of before subjecting Jerrod to this light spell, I'm going to attempt to cast one on a pebble.
Okay. Show me what you got. Give me that D1000.
Big money, no whammies.
Thank you for being a responsible farm boy.
You know what they called me? Old responsible Klaus.
822.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Roll me a D6.
1.
Okay. Your stone that you have picked up does in fact begin to glow, but as it begins to glow before you, it seems to take a different shape. It is manifested into the shape of what appears to be a large mouse. However, it does emit a 30-foot glow.
Is it sentient or is it it's like carving kind of?
It looks to be like some kind of carving.
Okay. Fair enough. You know what? I'll take it. It works. After allowing myself to be rinsed thoroughly of this chocolate, or at least as much as I can be, it probably is just going to turn into a liquidy paste after a little while.
You're less finger licking good.
Things
I don't
you
appreciate that.
wish you didn't hear for 1,000, Alex.
Bub, can we talk to HR after this game?
Oh,
Really
definitely.
comfortable?
Would it
That's
be
just
a big
motherfucker.
negative? Would it be a big negative for me to just permanently mute Sniper on my end? Or a big downfall, rather? Would I lose that much?
Yeah, probably.
Damn. Okay,
I'll take one of my bandanas, or the bandana that's actually my mask of mask, I guess that makes sense. And I'll tie it around my mouth to keep the fumes and stuff from getting inside, to try to filter as much air as possible.
Sure.
So I'll wrap it and I'll tie it. Yeah, I'll start making my slow descent. I'll make the descent first. Once I see, and I want to check everything on the way down to make sure it's okay. Once I do, I'm going to go back and help Klaus with his footing on the way down, so he doesn't like fall or anything.
Okay. Sounds good. Go ahead and start moving your token. You can see just fine, right? Everyone can see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Since this is a little spooky green mist, correct?
It is.
Yeah, I would wear my doctor's mask if we're gonna walk around here.
Okay.
So I'm good.
And Klaus, you're going to hold on to the mouse, or are you handing that off?
I'll hand it off to you since you're the one that asked about having a light source of some kind. But I'll follow closely behind.
Once I get about here, does anything happen? Do I see anything like magical or anything like that?
Give me a perception.
I'd also like to just turn on my detect evil for a little bit as we're walking through.
And actually, one other
32.
quick question.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jerrod's just going to offer to go ahead and piggyback Klaus if he's having that much problem of a problem walking.
Depends on if he allows you to do that.
Hey Klaus, want to ride?
I don't believe it is appropriate for you to be asking me such things at a time like this.
Okay.
And frankly, I don't know that I would ever accept. I'll be okay.
I don't know why.
I'm
but
not
when
sure
you
we
said
want to
that-
go ahead and linger here too long. It would be faster if you were on my back and I just carried you through.
It would be faster if I could remain flying. However, that does not seem to have worked out for me. So unless you would like me to try again, I suggest you get moving.
Yes, sir.
For some reason, when you said that first line, it reminded me of Professor Oak when you try to use the bike. This is not the place for this.
There's a time and place for everything.
Yeah, and that's like all I heard. I was like, Professor Oak, get away.
My roll was a 32 for the perception.
Sure. As you begin descending, I don't know where your token went.
Very front of the. I'm at the base of the ramp, the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't see him.
way up there?
No, I'm sorry. I'm at the center point. That's where I was asking.
Austin.
I see.
He was.
Don't be a
underneath
shit.
Austin.
Thank you. I hate you both. I hate all of you. I'm going to take away all of your abilities to ever do anything, period.
No one noticed.
I'm behaving.
As you begin descending the slope downward into this chasm, Pathos, I need you to give me a reflex. I'm close. I'm very close to the sass.
That's not sass.
It's already close. I've had enough of his shit today. And I've only been dealing with it
That
for
is
an hour.
literally not sass.
Bubs, if it's a trap that's going off, my perception would
This
be
is not a trap. It's not a trap. This is different. You know, as you begin descending the slope, that the way that this slope is actually angled, it actually sort of leans
that one.
downward into the bowl, as if it's sort of curved to kind of spin around the area, sort of like that of a toilet bowl, if you will.
Yeah.
You lose your footing, and as you hit your footing, you can actually feel now as your hands slap the stone that your body's sliding to the edge of this 50-foot drop, and the chasm doesn't quite stop for another 100 more feet into what looks to be some kind of acidic pool. Sunn, he's about, let's see here. For all intents and purposes, he's a little less than 10 feet away, and as he went to take a step, he's fallen to his ass. The momentum of him falling, you can see his body slowly coasting, much like that sad Roomba that Klaus previously once was.
Could I reach out to try to grab him? And
You can. I'm gonna need a reflex, please. Reflex to grab him, and then a reflex to stabilize yourself.
I don't have a keyboard. I can't do what I just tried to do.
You can pull up an on-screen keyboard.
No, it's what I did, but I went to actually touch it with my hand to like type it in and use the up arrow, and I was like, I can't do that.
On-screen keyboard's the best.
25 to grapple his face.
Sure, you will successfully grab onto his armor of sorts.
But
it's not. You're gonna use your reroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down.
Remember, guys, you do have one reroll left. In order for us to get that next reroll, we have to hit 185 subs. Yikes! If we hit 185 subs, that will unlock an additional reroll.
2 subs, man.
You also have inspiration.
What the
do
fuck?
have
What kind of odds is that?
Really good considering this group.
Yeah, and I hate that. Bub, is it enough, or do I have to use inspiration?
Well-
It's not enough. That is not enough.
Will it be enough if I use inspiration? Is it within the margin of use?
Potentially.
I don't want to fall.
Well, RNGesus is saying, get ready.
Bubbernaut got
Hold
a
on,
5 on the
hold on.
inspiration.
That's gonna put you at 16. The DC is at 15. You've succeeded.
Ah! Thank God.
You've succeeded. You began to slide as well. In fact, it's likely that he would have slid a bit further to the edge, likely to the tips of his feet, gliding over the edge. Pathos, your bodies cease as Sunn stabilizes, holding on to you and himself. Jerrod, you would probably also be witness to this. You see them sliding. Remember, they've continued doing this. How would you respond here, Jerrod?
At this point, the first thing Jerrod would do is move up along the wall above the path that they started sliding on, jam his gauntleted fingers into a crease of the rock, and then kind of lean out and use that reach to try and grab some part of the good doctor.
Sure. If
Alrighty.
you could please give me a Give me a perception. Give me a perception.
Sure. I love those.
Thank you very much, Christy, for putting Carta into the Bub Tub. Carta, you're officially a Bubscriber. Welcome to the Bub Club. Hop up in the Bub Tub, get yourself a Bub Scrub. Thank you so much, Christy. That's very kind of you. Carta, it's your chance to hold on to this. If you save onto that coin, invest a little bit further, you can find yourself in a chest. A little bit of booty is never a bad thing. Jerrod, you find a spot. It looks to be safe enough for you to grab onto, or at least to wench your fingers into to grab onto your ally. Give me a reflex, please, to catch him. Wow, very good, very good. I was anticipating far worse. Far worse.
I'm good in the clutch.
Good in the clutch, indeed. Christy putting another person into the Bub Tub. Shadow in Blue, you're officially a Bubscriber. Welcome to the Bub Club. Guys, that will put us at 185. That's going to unlock a second luck roll.
Nice.
Yes!
Remember, additional luck rolls every 5. So if we hit 190, 5 more subs will put us at a third